Hello, everybody. Welcome to a holiday Trek on Tuesday. It's our last show of the year. And of course, we're keeping it holiday themed. We're keeping it Christmassy. I think we have three big sections of today's show. Also, Aaron, you know what we need to do?
What's that, Gene?
You're never going to guess. We
What
need
is
to
it?
welcome all of our viewers who are watching via the Scout Life Magazine Instagram
Oh, how
today.
exciting is that? Trek on Tuesday is now available on Instagram. If anybody is interested, check it out for sure. This show is going to require some viewer feedback. We're going to hear from you guys. We'll get to that later, but just be prepared. Get your typing fingers ready because we're going to want to hear from you in the comments today.
Gifts are a topic of today. For at least my family tradition, we've always given gifts around the holiday season. We celebrate Christmas, but I do want to say we're like getting to enjoy the benefits of an early gift. You and I both got right now.
Yes,
right?
Gina and I have something in common right now. Check it out.
Yes, Scouts are full of the giving spirit. Summit Bechtel Reserve sent us these awesome hoodies. We could not be more grateful because we're always looking for cool Scout gear to wear on our live shows. So don't judge us if we're wearing this every single week, 2 to 3 times a week, okay?
It's incredibly comfortable as well.
Oh my gosh, it's lined with like fleece. It's really soft.
It's lightweight, but it's keeping me nice and warm and snug. I'm a big fan.
Yeah, definitely. As I was walking in to do this video, my husband was kind of eyeing it.
Yeah.
So
don't let him get his hands on it.
I know.
You'll never get it back.
Right. But thank you to the Summit. And also, if you like this sweatshirt, you can actually get it. You can go to the Summit's website. They have a bunch of cool sweatshirts. I've seen another one that I really liked. It's like a crew neck and it just says Summit. Very cool.
Yes, it's very, very cool. Yep.
Yeah, all that high adventure-based gear, all the high adventure-based gear is accessible to you if you go to their websites. You can order it even if you're not able to like stop up there this year.
It's not limited to VIPs like Gina and me. Anybody can get it. You just got to go order it.
Yes. Okay, we're gonna stick on this gift theme. If you guys don't mind, I also want to say hello to Nancy Nana 39 on Instagram.
All right, Nancy Nana, thanks for tuning in. You're our first ever Instagram viewer, I think, right?
Yeah, at least the first one that we've ever seen a comment from.
Nancy Nana 39 should get some kind of prize. How about just a round of applause? Thank you for watching.
Yes. Now, Aaron, there are some important Christmas questions that need to be answered, and this one's kind of serious.
Let's get right to it. Yes.
Yeah. Which of Santa's reindeer are dinosaurs afraid of?
Which of Santa's reindeer are dinosaurs afraid of? Donner, Blitzen, Rudolph. I don't know. Which one is it, Gina?
This bad comet.
The comet, of course, because it came down space, hit the planet.
They didn't like that.
Dinosaurs, they didn't like it at all. That
0 out of 10 for dinosaurs.
That's
sure.
A dark dinosaur joke, Gina.
That was from one of our readers.
Yes.
One of our readers, Zachary, in Miami.
I don't think it's too soon to joke about that. It was long enough.
No,
we can joke around.
It's as long ago as possible, yes, I would say.
Literally the longest thing that can be, yes.
Right. Well, almost. I mean, even that, I guess, is actually not true. I think there were like millions of years before that.
Now we're getting serious. That's a great point there. There's a whole thing that happened before that. You're exactly right.
Yeah, there was a whole thing. Okay. On a lighter note, you had an idea for today's show that we both jumped on. We loved this.
Yes, thank you. It was like my idea, Gina. Thank you for giving me credit for that. Gina and I thought that we would share with you, the viewers, some of our favorite Christmas memories, our favorite gifts that we received as children, or maybe, I don't know, Gina, maybe young adults. For me, it's probably, when I was a young child. Encourage all of you watching to do the same in the comments. Share your favorite memories of Christmas, gifts you receive, places you went, things you ate, people you were with, things like that in the comments. We'll share them. It brings back a lot of memories to go through. I actually went on Googled popular toys. I won't say the decade that I Googled, but I Googled popular toys from the decade that I was a young child, and brought back all kinds of memories. Some things I totally forgot I had, a couple of which, Gina, I still have. They're actually sitting right here.
Oh, cool. So we're going to get to see them. It's funny. I just want to clarify, because I don't know if you think that these toys that I'm going to show today, I got as a young adult. I also got them as a child.
I don't know. We'll see.
I still enjoy them. And we'll talk more about it for sure. But, and I'm willing to say I did the same thing. I Googled 90s and then just did my best to
I Googled
describe the
90s too,
toy.
Gina. That's what I did too. I Googled 90s as well.
But I just did my best to describe the toy. Like one of them I went at, I didn't remember what it was at all. I just got a little more specific, and I learned something in the process. I can't wait to talk about that one.
I did the same thing, and except I couldn't find the one that I was Googling. I obviously wasn't using the right terms. And also it might have been a previous decade from yours, which made it more difficult to find, but I'm still kind of clueless as to what it was. Maybe we'll talk about that if we have time.
Yeah, definitely. I bet maybe one of our viewers is going to know
yes.
what you are describing.
Yes.
Why does Scrooge love Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer?
Why does Scrooge love Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer? That's a great question. Of course, Rob would ask that question. Is it because every buck is dear to him?
Yes, very good. Very, very, very good.
That's
you could even say deer, D-E-E-R.
D-E-R, right, exactly.
D-E-E-R.
Yes.
Aaron, maybe we can go back and forth with our toys, and if you don't mind, the only reason I'd love to start is because my first one is not actually a gift I got. It's something that I collected leading up to Christmas.
Started off, yeah. This is what I thought. Maybe this was your young adult gift, but this was when you were a child.
Oh, no. And I wish I remember the exact year. I want to say it was probably 1995. I remember I had an ear infection that wouldn't go away leading up to Christmas. And my parents would try to make me feel better by getting me Happy Meals. And I ate a lot of Happy Meals. And what was in the Happy Meals those days were these collectible 101 Dalmatians toys. And the ones, you guys might remember this. I don't know that places do this exact thing anymore, but it used to be like you'd get a toy in your Happy Meal or your Burger King kids meal. But there were also like toys you could buy. Like there'd be like 4 collectible toys you could buy that were released like every 2 weeks. On top of that, does that ring a bell?
Yep, totally, absolutely, yeah.
So what you're seeing here, these are, the upgraded toys, the ones you buy.
Yes.
I don't see, I'm trying to see if I can see the year on there. I don't. That was smart of them not to date it. But what I have a million of still put on my tree, it just makes me think, wow, I ate a lot of Happy Meals because this is just 1 year. Are these like 101 Dalmatian little ornaments? Sorry, my camera's blurring it out.
Yep,
I have this one here I just took off my tree. I mean, I have a lot, but these two are strapped together. They're a little discolored. They're not really worse for the wear. My daughter still loves playing with them off the tree. Oh, it's just such a memory of laying on that couch and my ear hurt. My mom would say, lay on your ear because keep it warm,
what
whatever.
You're supposed to do? Okay.
Interesting. Back in the 90s, that's what they told you.
We didn't know. We didn't have medicine back then. We didn't know. Yes.
Well, the medicine was a Happy Meal and a Dr. Pepper.
I bet it did make you feel better.
It made me feel so much better. So many Happy Meals. I have another picture of these toys. I think I have most of these, not all. I was telling you and Brian before the show in the process. See, they're discolored the same way, kind of like turning yellow on some of them.
Right. So how many of these did you have? You had all these?
I don't have all of these, but I have at least half of those.
Okay.
But these are on sale on, somebody's selling them on eBay. And I told you guys before the show, I'm considering like making the purchase, completing my collection because I love these guys.
There you go. Yeah, do it. You still put them out for Christmas to this day?
Oh, yeah. And if I had more, like I have a white Christmas tree, and I think, wouldn't that be cool if I just had all the Dalmatians on it?
Yes, be perfect. Yeah. I love it. Get it done for next year, and we'll share a picture of it on our Christmas episode for next year.
Okay, we'll see. These people have heard that I want the ornaments. They're probably not a huge market for them, so they're going to up the price, but we'll see what I can do.
Yeah. Very, very, very cool. Well, let's see. I gave behind the scenes Brian 5 photos of my favorite gifts as a child. I told him it didn't matter which order to put them in. Okay, so this one is significant. There's going to be a theme that you're going to notice with at least 3 or 4 of my gifts. And this was back in the day, Gina, believe it or not, there used to be Legos that were not associated with the property, right? They were not necessarily Star Wars Legos or Marvel Legos or Harry Potter Legos. They were just Legos, and you could build kind of whatever you wanted. It would come with a design, a plan, instructions, but it didn't matter because you were building mostly from your own imagination. And I had this exact spaceship right here. I got this image from online. I had this exact spaceship. It came with a little landing area. And I remember liking the little satellite dish that you can see there, which I guess is where the air traffic controller would be as they as you navigate the landing on the moon, perhaps it was, or some other planet. I have wonderful memories. I was able to entertain myself with those Legos for hours and hours and hours on Christmas, and then several days, weeks, months, probably years later.
So this is just a generic space system.
I don't know if
it.
you remember in the Lego movie where there's the one character who just wants to be a spaceship. I think that's what this was inspired by, and he finally got to build the spaceship because it was not associated with any sort of pre-existing TV show, movie, comic, anything like that.
Okay, yeah, Hannah corrects
Thank you, Hannah.
Lego,
yes.
not Legos.
Yes.
Corrects me.
We know Hannah. Thank you. Hi, Hannah. Good to see you. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, we do.
We know Hannah.
So, Aaron, one thing I'm noticing is it said ages 6 and up. I am surprised that in the 30s that they were concerned with the age limit.
So Gina's making a joke. It's fine. It wasn't the 30s. It wasn't quite that long
ago.
No,
even though I'm thinking like 80s, I am impressed to see that it seems like that's probably a similar age rating that Lego toy would have now.
Yeah, absolutely. And it really wasn't, I don't think, until like the 90s, your generation, where they started to be more licensed, and then now the Legos are licensed. They're also a lot more expensive because those intellectual properties cost money. Back in the day, it wasn't like that, Gina.
Okay, well, my next toy is like the toy of the hour, I would say. The toy, not the hour, the toy of the year.
Okay.
But because way back.
The toy of what year?
Right now.
Right now. Okay. All right. Okay.
But way back, I think probably 5 or 6, and I got this toy, and it was
the toy of the year. Yes.
It's been around a long time, Barbie. I kind of was like, I don't like Barbies, kind of a kid, until I got this Barbie because I was really into the vet Barbie. And then I opened my horizons. I expanded my horizons. I was into the Barbies. But this Barbie, boy, did I love. I loved that cat. I loved that dog. It's like seeing my sister or my brother when I look at this.
So you did, you were interested in this toy because she was a vet. That's what you were interested in. You liked the animals. This was sort of your gateway into a larger world of Barbie.
Yes, and I debated this other toy that I used to collect these little, it was called The Littlest Pet Shop. They might have done like a redo now, but it was like these little collectible animals and their settings, and this kind of reminded me of that, and it parlayed into, I can pretend I'm this Barbie and be a vet for these.
Very cool.
This cat and this dog that are the same size. I'm now looking at and realizing.
Yes.
Are cats and dogs are the same size.
Sure there are. Yeah, it's just a little dog or a big cat, one of the two. Yes. Well, my next toy, Gina, let's see what it's going to be. It is, yes. Okay.
We knew it.
Again, you're going to notice a little bit of a pattern in some of the toys that I had when I was a kid. The radio controlled R2-D2 at the time, Gina, very high tech. The idea that you could, let's compare this controller that I have with the one that's right there. Yeah, I'd say it matches. I'd say it's the exact same one. Yep. It had on one side, you could control the head. You can move the head left and right. On the other side, you could control it could roll forward or backward. It didn't roll great. The wheels are not, as you can see, even like thick carpet, it would struggle on it. It basically had to be on hardwood floor. Look, it's electronic, do not drop. Thank you for the warning, Mattel, or whoever you are that made this. Mine got a little scuffed up here at some point over the years. I'm not sure what that red marking is. Probably my sister. Thanks a lot,
definitely
Holly.
Your sister.
Appreciate that. Yep. But this was very, very cool. There was an antenna that stuck out of here that has been long gone.
Of course.
But I still have the R2.
Does it work?
Too bad. I tried to start it up when my son became of age, Star Wars age, and we couldn't get it to work. And I haven't tried it since then.
Without the antenna, I don't think it can
maybe the antenna is the problem. Yeah, who knows?
Pretty cool. Very cool that you still have it. Of course you do. Rob is totally tracking with you. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I remember the remote controlled sand crawler. I think one of my friends had those. I did not have that one. I did have the obviously R2-D2.
Jesse made a comment. I had no idea that people on Etsy make Scout uniforms for Barbies and the 18-inch dolls, which I think is probably like American Girl dolls and things.
Yep.
I didn't ever think of it for a Barbie. What a great idea.
That is a very, very cool idea. Very nice.
So my next toy, I'm curious if you saw this movie. I feel like with your kids' ages, you probably missed it, but some of our audience out there may have rewatched it with their kids. Maybe you have, but boy, this was another like lifelong impact. I saw this movie, wanted to name my dog after a composer whenever I had my own dog. Did. I had my Wolfgang as my dog.
Oh yeah, you actually did, didn't you? Yeah.
Yes, but I owe it all to Beethoven. And Beethoven's second, the sequel, had a real soft spot because in that one, he meets Missy and they have puppies. And so I collected this full set right here. I think I had a couple of them. And then at Christmas, I completed the set. And I just love these guys. Look at them. They're adorable.
They are very adorable. You're right. I completely missed this. I vaguely remember there being movies about a dog named Beethoven.
Saint Bernard.
I was too old to watch it as a kid. And then my kids it was before I had my own kids, of course.
Right.
So yeah, I missed this one, but I do vaguely remember it. Interesting that it had such a big impact on you when you got a real dog as a real grown person.
Yes.
Wolfgang.
Exactly. So from left to right, we're looking at Tchaikovsky, the little puppy. Then the dad is Beethoven.
Obviously.
The middle one is short for Mozart, but he's got a mohawk as well. That's why he's named Mo. And Missy, who doesn't fit because she, wasn't part of this composer family initially.
Right.
Oh, maybe there's a composer named Missy. Please let me know.
I don't know.
And then Dolly, I also don't know. Yeah, Missy Elliott, she does. She composes a lot of lyrics.
Yes. Right. Yeah.
Absolutely. And then Dolly, I guess, again, I don't know. It's really not fair that they didn't name the women, the female dogs after composers. I will write a letter.
Maybe it's Dolly Parton. That she's a composer.
You're right. You not classical composers, but modern day. I like that. Okay. Yeah.
Angela remembers the Beethoven movie, so she is one of your people, I think, Gina. So that's very, very cool. Yeah, I wouldn't have known any of their names or anything about any of this.
Well, they hold up, but it's kind of like I'm all okay. Like I accept that these are 90s movies and the way they are, but like sometimes, you put on Home Alone after you haven't watched a while and you're like, whoa.
Yes.
Everyone's yelling and they talk a little meaner than they do in kids' movies now. Beethoven's like that. Like it's still good, still holds up, but you like put it on and be like, this is a nice kid movie. And then it's like, whoa, I didn't know they were going to say that. Sorry.
Yes, those have definitely, the tone has changed over the years in how people talk to children in movies, for sure.
Yes. Actually, we showed, I think maybe I told you this, but we were trying to get my daughter, who's just a year and a half, to watch Home Alone a little bit. And we had to like calm her down at the beginning to be like, because everyone's yelling at each other at the beginning of that movie.
Is very stressful. Yes.
Yeah.
It's very stressful.
I don't think kids are totally used to that.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Yes. My next toy, Gina, this is a great one. I bet a lot of kids had this one. I found this picture online. It's obviously has been used. Mine was the same color, looked very similar, but was more beat up because mine, little chunks of it were falling off. Also, our dog Dudley got into it one time and used it as a chew toy. That caused some damage. But gosh, the Nerf football was so great when I was young because the big hard covered football, the regular footballs hurt my little baby hands, my little child hands. The Nerf football, such a great invention made it easier to catch. You could catch it, you could squeeze it. It was squishy. Yeah. Yep, exactly. Bonus, if you get it wet, it becomes a great pool toy because you splash yourself and you catch it and there's water splashing everywhere. I used mine until it basically literally was crumbling apart and not existing anymore. Got a lot of great use out of mine over the years.
Amazing. Well, like maybe with the exception of Beethoven, what's cool about these toys so far is these are like lasting brands. There's, you can still buy something made by these brands. Nerf is still big for sure.
For sure. Yep,
Barbie, obviously.
Right.
Star Wars, still a huge franchise. And Lego.
It's still around.
Still around.
Still cranking out products. Absolutely. Yes.
What surprised me is, are you familiar with Duplo?
Yes.
I thought that was relatively recent kind of thing that maybe catered to younger kids.
Mm-hmm.
Well, for some reason, this thing sticks in my mind as one of my favorite toys. I just remembered it as a little girl who had a room and a desk and a mirror. And I remember opening it on Christmas. It was not something I had asked for. It was just like something, probably somebody was like, she'll probably like it, maybe. Like, I think it was like a last minute thing. Boy, do I love it? Did I love it? And I still see it around at my mom's house. She
Yep.
has it and the kids play with it. And it's Duplo, Lego Duplo.
Yep. I think that was around for my kids. I don't remember if we had any Duplo products, but it definitely was around. Would have been 15, 16 years ago for sure.
I have
Almost,
one more picture of it too. You can kind of see the room built. One thing is, I would say it's a perfect toy, perfect, like executed perfectly. But for some reason, the little TV Lego Duplo is a really scary, like clown show. It's very
happened to be on TV at the time.
Yeah.
So Duplo is a like a division of Lego. It's a type of Lego. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, I think it's just for younger kids. I think the age rating on that one is 2 to 5.
The parts look about the same, but maybe there's fewer parts.
I never knew her name was Betsy all these years.
Didn't matter.
I wasn't calling her by her name.
Didn't matter. Well, that is a great one, Gina. My next toy that we are going to take a look at here right now is obviously, yes, thank you. Another
Star Wars have this one.
Toy. This one I actually have sitting right here. Let's see if I can grab it.
I've seen it on another truck.
I think
this one comes out all the time.
I think I show this off once a year. Yes, thank you. This is it's yellowed, as you can see. And I'm also missing a lot of parts. I'm missing the stickers. This is worth a lot of money if I had kept it in good condition, but I didn't. Not only did I not take good care of it, I gave it to my son, who in turn did not take good care of it. The satellite dish here alone is worth like a lot of money. And there's supposed to be some gun little turret up here and things like that. But I have wonderful memories of playing with this as a child. My memory, I think I've told this story on Trek on Tuesday before, probably last Christmas, is that speaking of Barbie, I remember coming out in the morning and my little sister had gotten a Barbie dollhouse. It was the 4-story dollhouse, Barbie's apartment or condo or something like that. Super nice, 4 levels that Barbie could go up and down in an elevator. And on top of it was sitting the My Millennium Falcon. So I just remember both of us got something really, really cool. My sister wore that thing out over the years. So both of us have good memories there. And yeah, I'm with Rob. I got most of my Star Wars toys out of my parents' attic and brought them home to my house. Yes, Kim, the dream house. I think that's exactly what it was. The Barbie dream house. I think that's right.
You know what's funny is how many kids are going to be getting that dream house probably this year too.
Probably so. Yeah, that probably was the inspiration for her house in the movie, I bet.
And probably there are going to be some Star Wars toys given this Christmas as well.
So, yes.
I think that's a safe bet.
Yes.
I don't think this next toy, my last toy, is going to probably make many lists. Maybe. There's probably some super fans out there just because they've seen the movie. But I have an aunt who has always been so giving and always showers us with gifts at Christmas. And it still continues. I still feel like her little niece who's getting presents. But she was really into sending me Pocahontas toys because I was absolutely obsessed with Pocahontas in the Pocahontas movie. I loved to stand on the fireplace and pretend I was like on the edge of a cliff and I was Pocahontas and I'd sing and I thought I sounded just like Whitney Houston singing.
Of course,
she sang Colors of the Wind. But my aunt sent me, and it's such a nice toy to mail to somebody. She lives in West Virginia. Also, shout out Summit. And she mailed this awesome Pocahontas toy to me. What was really special about this is you'd get her wet and her hair would change colors and her makeup would come out. It was so cool.
That's very cool. And then when it dried off, it would go back to normal.
Exactly.
That's fascinating. Very cool. Yes, I can see why you would like that for sure.
Yeah, she was awesome. She left a lasting memory on me. And I just kind of think of
Pocahontas was before my kids' time. I missed it as well, probably just like I missed the Beethoven, probably around that same time, right? So
still a great movie.
Cool. Yep.
Things I think we've learned probably since it came out that if you were watching it with your kids, you could reflect on. But still, I think a great movie, great music, great lessons.
Very, very cool. I think we have at least one more toy maybe to look at. Rob, I bet Rob is going to remember this, and maybe anybody else from my generation. This, Gina, was our version of video games back in the day.
That's your Nintendo Switch.
This is basically our Nintendo Switch. You're exactly right. It was a handheld portable football game. It's so funny. I don't know if you can see, it had Pro 1 and Pro 2 were the two different options. Pro 2 was much more difficult. much more difficult, Gene. It was basically you against the computer, or whatever you call that, the game. The K stands for kick. I don't remember what the ST and SC stand for, but basically there's, I don't know if you can see, the field was divided into three lines, and your player was a little dot that could move between those three lines. And what you learned after playing with it, if you played with it for more than 5 or 10 minutes, you would learn that eventually the defensive players, instead of just staying there and blocking, they would eventually move out of the way and you could just run past them. So really brilliant football strategy for the late 19 decade that I grew up in. Interestingly enough,
late 19, that's not that long ago.
Interestingly, this exact game showed up in one of the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. Anybody who's watched the Guardians movies, I've actually got it called up in my Marvel Cinematic Universe wiki right now. It was used by Star-Lord as an interdimensional tracker, a modified Mattel electronic football game that he's probably about my age, right? Maybe a little bit younger. So he grew up with one of these, kept it, modified it into an interdimensional tracker. It showed up in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. That was kind of cool.
Kim is tracking with what my next question was going to be. If you're watching this, let us know, what was your favorite Christmas toy, or some of them. The year they got Atari that came with Frogger was so cool. That honestly sounds awesome.
Yeah, I didn't have an Atari, but a lot of my friends did. And I always made it a point to go over to their houses a lot during the holidays. Hey, I also want to point out real quick what Jesse says.
Jesse's
because
awesome.
Yeah, I remember one time when my son was little, he was playing with a bunch of my Star Wars toys, and we happened to have a contractor over to the house. I can't remember what they were working on. And my son, this contractor, was horrified that I was letting my son play with these toys. And I said, dude, I'm letting him play with this. This is what their toys are. I'm not going to sell them. These are my toys that I have when I'm a kid. He's going to play with them. And if he wants to, he can keep them if he has kids. So I agree with Jesse. Let your kids play with them.
I totally agree. My parents were really big on play with the toys. They, my mom still has all the toys around for the grandkids to buy, with one exception. My dad was very strict. If you got a starting lineup figurine, you did not take it out of the plastic. You were not allowed to. Do you know what I'm talking about, starting lineups?
That sounds familiar, but I can't think of what that is.
Yeah, they were like little sports professionals, and they'd come with like a card.
Okay.
Like they're the player's card, I think they're still a thing, but you were not allowed to take those out of the plastic for some reason. Such like a funny hang up of his. But
and where are those now?
In the attic. That's the funny thing about he loved to be like, it's a collector's item, but he never would ever sell it.
Right.
Don't know why.
Right. They're in the attic, still wrapped up, just sitting there probably, right?
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Aaron, that was really, really fun. I don't know why we haven't been doing that every year. We need to
do it every year. Make it a tradition.
I want to whip through some ideas if you guys are looking for holiday crafts, but I do have a question. What do you call a shark that delivers toys at Christmas?
Santa. It's Santa. Well, it wouldn't be Claus. I mean, Santa Jaws. Santa Jaws.
Yes, good.
I knew it had to be something that rhymed.
Angela just took me back. I think Angela and I must be the same age. Her favorite Christmas was when her father got her the Furby, the year Furby came out. Boy, do I remember that.
We could do a whole show on toys that came out usually maybe 10, 15, 20 years ago that were so popular. Beanie Babies, things like that were, you just couldn't find them, right? And there was violence at stores from people trying to get these toys that were everybody just had to have.
Yes, I remember
Cabbage Patch Kids or whatever, right?
I lived in a small town, but there was a Walmart nearby, and I remember all the kids at school were getting Furbies, and I begged and begged and begged my mom, and I think it was near Christmas, so she didn't want to get me one because, whatever. Yes. Like, Christmas is coming, Santa's coming, but I remember standing up at the front of Walmart with her talking to a manager because we couldn't find a Furby, but they told us that there were Furbies at the store, and I just remember the lady going, he went to the back, he's getting you a Furby. Like those words were like
and so you got one? Did you get one?
Yeah, I want to get that line tattooed on my arm. It meant so much to me.
He's going to the back, he's getting your Furby. That is great. And that person probably has no memory of saying that, has no idea that it changed your life.
They probably quit that day because they were like, too many little girls asking for Furbies. That's funny.
I want another comment from Jesse, a razor scooter. Those are really, really cool. I got some of those for my kids. Those are great. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure I might still have some of those in my garage. I like to play with those. I got them for my kid, and I would play with them. They're a little too small for a grown person, but the ones that my kid had. But those are very cool, very fun.
You know, at my job before this job, we would take a razor scooter to the bathroom. That's how you were efficient.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, if
Very,
you did it
very
at the
cool.
BSA, it'd be different. You have to put on a helmet, elbow
Yes,
guards, sign a
elbow guards.
waiver.
Yes,
I did have to sign a waiver, but yeah.
have to take a training class in advance to make sure you know how to use it.
That's
Have
exactly correct. Well, Aaron,
qualified
we talked.
supervision. Sorry. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
It's funny because it's like the reason for the season is more than toys, but it was very exciting to talk about toys. Now, if you have a kid at home, or you, I guess it could be you too, who needs to get a present for somebody, or maybe they're just bored, we have put a roundup. We do this pretty much every year, but we put a roundup of holiday crafts from Scout Life on Aaron on Scouting. That link is at the bottom of the screen right now. There are tons and tons of crafts, more than could make this list. There's even like we just this year put up like a dreidel how-to. We'd never had that. We do now. We'll be promoting it every Hanukkah season from now on, but that is also on scoutlife.org. But should we just go through these real quick?
Yeah,
I know we're kind of running out of time.
Gina did a really good job putting these together. So yeah, there's an ornament that you can make using your knot tying skills.
This is the new one.
Very, very cool. Yes, right. Yeah, that's a great one.
This is a new one. It's a two-parter. It's funny. We posted this on Facebook, and somebody was like, I remember tying that knot, but I would never put it on a tree. Well, sir, this year you could try to put it on a tree. Give it a shot.
Yes, you can. We've also got some information about cookie decorating and how to make, boy, look how sharp those cookies look. You too can decorate cookies to look like a pro if you follow our instructions. Just do as we say. Not as I do. I would never be able to do that.
There's a video. The video on this one will really help you because you can see the cookie decorator using toothpicks to really get these sharp shapes.
Exactly. What about making a snowman out of yarn, Gina? That's very cool. I would call that an adorable snowman, actually. Not
absolutely
abominable. Adorable. Yes, exactly.
And there are more little characters you can make out of these pom-poms if you go look at that, or out of yarn if you look at the tutorial.
Everybody loves wreaths. We go to buy every fall a live wreath, or a leaf made with a wreath made with live stuff. You can make one yourself very easily. This wreath is made of pipe cleaners, and mesh, and it looks great.
Yeah. Maybe you forgot to get your wreath from the Scouts BSA scouts who were selling them. Probably too late now, so you can make your own.
Everybody also loves hot chocolate, Gina. How cool is that? It doesn't look like that would, what? How's that hot chocolate? It actually is. It's kind of like a hot chocolate kit. You need to add, do you add hot water to that? How does that work, Gina? Do you remember?
I think you would like maybe heat up milk and then pour that in, depending on how much you've measured in there. You got to go to the tutorial. These are a very hot gift right now, apparently, but like, who doesn't love it? I would be using that for sure. Don't go buy one, just make one. It's so much easier.
Yeah, and look how cool it looks. This is one of those things. Speaking of not playing with your toys, I would almost be tempted to keep this because it looks so cool. But yeah, I mean, eventually it's delicious. You got to just make it and drink it.
And it has peppermint in it.
Make another one the next year. It's fine. Yes, very, very cool. Boy, I probably could have put another one of my favorite gifts as kids, snow globes. I used to love snow globes as a kid. I would just watch them forever and ever. You can make your own snow globe using our instructions on scoutlife.org. It looks
how fun is it to make your own?
Yeah, exactly. It looks great using a little bottle there.
You want a little behind the scenes insight? Those Cub Scout handbooks are mine.
Oh, okay. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. What about the little army men that are back there saluting?
I don't know what the story is. Somebody just asked if they could borrow those for a photo shoot, and I said sure.
And there they go.
And I'm honored.
Yes, perfect. And then you've also got a joke pocket joke book. Obviously, we've had, Rob's been filling the comments with brilliant jokes. Yes, and you can have your own Think and Grin holiday joke book. It looks funny right now. We're like, wait a second, that's upside down. Why is that sideways? Why is that here? I actually did this one myself one time just to see if it would work. I remember that, and it did. I was able to do it. If I can do it, you can do it. Anybody can do it. If
kids would have fun folding that, I think.
Yes, that's a very, very cool project.
It's sad that this episode's behind us, but do you know why Christmas trees are so fond of the past, Aaron?
Christmas trees are so fond of the past because I don't know. Why
The
that could be.
presents beneath them.
Presents beneath them.
Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
That is a great one. Thank you all for watching the show today. Thanks especially to Nancy Nana39 who watched on Instagram.
Yes, so
Thank
cool.
you for doing that. Very, very cool. Yes, thanks for all the comments. Good to see everybody. Good to hear from everybody. Happy holidays. This is it for us until 2024. We will see you in a couple of weeks. It's not 2024 is like what, 12 days away? It's 13 days. It's crazy.
Yeah.
We've got all kinds of good stuff planned for 2024. Be sure and join us then. Happy holidays. Happy New Year. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good weekend. See you later. Bye, everybody.